What's up to all my people? Happy holidays, belated Merry Christmas, and upcoming New Year, and welcome to Stoniecast number 121, Season 4, Episode 19 of Thoughts and Hunches, making money in bunches and sucker punches. It's your boy Stony, coming back at you for the 121st time. And I'd like to welcome all of my fellow hoodlums, scumbags, lowlifes, shady characters, anybody named Phil Mickelson, altar boys with unhealthy relationships with their priests, hustlers, cheats, foul-mouthed raging alcoholics, friends and family of the gooch, fienders with abusive language, and degenerates. I mean, let's face it, anybody with a massive gambling problem. If you're new to the show, hey, you probably fit into one or a few of those categories. Crews. So welcome, because you're one of us. One of us. Gooba gabba, one of us. We accepted, one of us. Sorry, I get carried away for a moment there. Hey, make sure to hit the subscribe button right down here in the lower right-hand corner. That way you can get notified every time I put out a new video. And to spread the word, that's very easy. Just tell other degenerates and scumbags you know to go to YouTube and enter Thoughts and Hunches in the search bar. That'll take you to my page so you can get dialed into everything that I give you. Also, if you're new to the show and you don't know what's what with this channel, it's college and pro football winners, MLB playoff winners, and college basketball winners. I give you my picks to get you to the window with a ticket to cash. The books don't expect a guy like me to deliver this many winners, especially for free. I'm an outlier and I'm a disruptor. I'm like the Beastie Boys. Step into the party, disrupt the whole scene. It's what I do. Now, before I get to the picks, as usual, I have a couple of thoughts and programming notes. Christmas on a Monday is the best thing for scumbag degenerates. It's just awesome. We all know that the NFL absolutely owns Sundays. But with the last few weeks of the season having Saturday games and 3 on Christmas Monday, it's not even fair to the other sports. Saturday was pretty cool with the 7 bowl games. And for anyone that gives a shit about the NBA, remember when that mattered? Please. They got some action on Monday. But the 3 NFL matchups highlighted by the best matchup of the year in prime time on Christmas night? I haven't seen the ratings yet, but I'm sure they were astronomical with the 2 best teams in the NFL tangling on Christmas. Yeah, Baltimore pulled away in the third quarter, rendering the fourth quarter garbage time. But I guarantee you that it dominated the ratings in the first half. Next year, Christmas is on a Tuesday, so we'll probably be back to NBA and maybe a bowl game on Christmas. As for the week that was, Christmas week, after a 13-week run of profitable weeks, I finally had a losing week. And it was the NFL that did me in. College hoop picks were solid, as I wound up 28-21, which I'll take every week. In bowl games, I dropped the ball and went 4-6. But it was a soul-crushing disaster that was the NFL for me last week. Loss on Thursday, 0-2 on Saturday, and 0-3 on Christmas. Yeah, that's 0-6 before you even get to Sunday. 4-6 on Sunday didn't help, so the one word that describes the crowd-pleasing 4-12 that I went last week is ouch. So with the numbers taking a dip, it's time to reboot and start a new winning streak. Here are the numbers. Last week, 36 wins, 39 losses, 48%. Followed my best week with my worst week. NFL for the season, 143 wins, 98 losses, 3 pushes. That's 59.34%. Under 60% NFL for the first time since way back in week 3. College Bowls, 10-6-1, 62.5%. Take it. 4-6 week follows up an undefeated week the week before. NCAA Hoops, 259 wins, 199 losses, 2 pushes, good for 56.55%, still battling back from a brutal start to the season. And overall, all 18 weeks, all 18 videos that I've given you, you add up all the picks together, 705 wins, 510 losses, 12 pushes. 58.02%. I was closing in on 59, but now I'm way down. So we got to start pushing again to get back up towards 59. I mean, please remember that all these picks are 100% free. So for all the touts that are giving you 75, 80% winners documented, come on. We all know you're full of shit. Plus, you're charging for these picks. With me, just come to YouTube every week and I'll drop my plays on you for free. You can also follow me on X at Stony Woods, at Stony Woods, STONIE Woods. Last week, I gave you yesterday's bowl games on Stoniecast 120, and I wound up going 2-1, which is a good way to start the week. But now it's on to the new week. And while I normally begin with college hoops on Wednesday night, tonight's docket is depressing. So I'm going to skip right through that in hoop and go to tomorrow college hoop, right? But instead, we've got bowl games today. And there's a bunch this week, so let's get it started. About a half hour. 2 p.m. Eastern in Annapolis on ESPN. 6-6 Virginia Tech, is a huge 10.5-point favorite over 11-2 Tulane in the Military Bowl. Yes, Tulane's clearly the better team, but the coach is out, the quarterback's out, and there's an exodus of players entering or have already entered the transfer portal. With this level of uncertainty, taking Tulane's a risky proposition, so give me Vatech and lay the big number. Now that we're about halfway through the bowl games, I'm going to start giving you totals as well. And here with the total set at 44, I'm going to take the under. 5:30 Eastern tonight on ESPN in Charlotte. 8-4 West Virginia, 6.5-point chalk over 8-4 North Carolina in the Duke's Mayo Bowl. West Virginia won 4 of their last 5 to get to Charlotte, while North Carolina dropped their last 2 with an anemic offense. Connor Harrell takes over at quarterback for UNC, taking over for Drake May, who's going to be a top 5 pick in a couple months in April. He's more mobile than May, and West Virginia's defense won't be able to slow him down. So give me the Tar Heels, and I'll take the 6.5 hook, and I'll also roll with under 55.5. 8 p.m. Eastern on Big Fox at Petco Park in San Diego. 15th ranked Louisville is a 7-point favorite over 7-5 USC in the Holiday Bowl. Louisville's 10-1 before losing to rival Kentucky and then Florida State in the ACC Championship, while USC's just been an utter disaster with an awful defense and questions about Caleb Williams' desire and mental stability. I'm on Louisville here, laying the touchdown after USC dropped 4 of their last 5, and I'll have to take over 58.5 based on USC's terrible defense. And the nightcap tonight goes at 9 Eastern in Houston at Energy Stadium on ESPN with 20th ranked Oklahoma State is a short 2-point favorite over 7-5 Texas A&M in the Texas Bowl. Both teams have won 3 out of 5, and A&M has scored over 30 points in their last 5 games. But A&M fired Jimbo Fisher after a string of seasons that just weren't good enough. I like Okie State's defense much better than the Aggies, so I'm going to take the Pokes and lay the short number to go along with under 54.5. Moving on to Thursday, before I get to the NFL matchup, let's stay in college and keep on bowling. 4 more bowl games on the docket, and we'll start at 11 a.m. Eastern in Boston as on ESPN as 24th ranked SMU is a huge 10-point favorite over 6-6 Boston College at the Fenway Bowl. BC struggled down the stretch to derail a once promising season by dropping their last 3, but SMU's reeled off 9 straight, and that's why they're clearly the favorite here. But give me Boston College here, catching 10 and under 47 because they're basically playing a home game at Fenway. 1:15 Eastern on ESPN in the Boogie Down Bronx at Yankee Stadium. 6-6 Rutgers is a short 1.5-point favorite over 7-5 Miami in the Pinstripe Bowl. Both teams run it well and play good defense, but I can't in good conscience take the Canes here because they invent ways to lose every week. Give me Rutgers minus 1.5 in the Boogie Down and under 40.5. 4:45 Eastern on ESPN at the Bounce House in Orlando. Number 25, Kansas State is a 2.5-point chalk over 18th ranked North Carolina State in the Pop-Tarts Bowl. Yep, this is the 12th different name for this bowl, which for the last 3 years has been known as the Cheez-It Bowl. And we got 2 good teams duking it out here. I like K-State, and I've cashed plenty of tickets this year with the Wildcats. But NC State's playing better right now, so I'll take the Wolfpack catching 2.5 and over 47.5. The last bowl game tomorrow is at 9:15 Eastern on ESPN in San Antonio. Another good one, with 14th ranked Arizona as a 2.5-point favorite over number 12 Oklahoma in the Alamo Bowl. Both teams rebounded from 2-game skids in the middle of the season, and while OU has won their last 3, Zona's won 6 straight. I'm on Zona here, -2 and a chunk, and under 61. NFL Thursday Night Football tomorrow night at 8:15 Eastern on Amazon in the Dog Pound. 10-5 Cleveland's a 7-point favorite over the 6-9 Jets. Joe Flacco's given the Browns defense an unlikely counterpart and are the true favorites here. But can they cover a touchdown against a very good Jets defense? I say no. I'll take the Jets and all those points to close out Thursday night. Going back to the Bowls on Friday and at noon Eastern on ESPN in Jacksonville, where 22nd ranked Clemson is a 4.5-point chalk over 7-5 Kentucky in the Gator Bowl. A down year for Clemson and a hot finish for Kentucky has these two programs hooking up, and I can't see Clemson losing 5 games. So I'm going to take the Tigers and lay the 4.5 along with under 46. Friday, 2 Eastern in El Paso on CBS. Number 16 Notre Dame is a 6.5-point favorite over 19th ranked Oregon State in the Sun Bowl. This is tied for the second oldest bowl game, along with the Sugar Bowl and Orange Bowl, behind only the Rose Bowl. And we should have a good matchup here, where I'm going to roll with Oregon State. I'm going to take the 6.5 and over the short total of 41.5. 3:30 Eastern in Memphis on ESPN. 7-5 Iowa State is a 9.5-point favorite over 9-3 Memphis in the Liberty Bowl. Yeah, Iowa State's clearly better, and Memphis has a depleted roster right now, but they're playing at home. So I'll take the Tigers plus the big number and over 57.5. 8 Eastern on Friday night in Big D on ESPN. 7th-ranked Ohio State is a 1-point favorite over number 9 Missouri in the Cotton Bowl. Another old-time classic bowl in Dallas, has 2 excellent teams, and as much as I'd love to take Missouri because of Ohio State's lack of interest, sorry Tiger fans, give me the Buckeyes right here, -1 and over 49. Let's keep on bowling on Saturday, December 30th at noon Eastern in Hotlanta. Number 10 Penn State is a 4-point favorite over 11th ranked Mississippi in the Peach Bowl. A very good matchup with Penn State, who I says beats everyone except Michigan and Ohio State, against Ole Miss, who beats everyone except Alabama and LSU. Penn State wins a good one in Hot Town, but Ole Miss gets the cover and under 48.5. 2 Eastern on ABC, right up the road here at Nissan Stadium in Nashville. 6-6 Auburn is a 7-point favorite over 7-5 Maryland in the Music City Bowl. Auburn blew the Iron Bowl after outplaying Alabama for 59.5 minutes. Maryland can and will score, and an upset could be in the cards. But in the meantime, I'll take Maryland plus the 7 and go under 46.5. 4 Eastern on ESPN in Miami. Number 6 Georgia is a 17-point favorite over number 5 Florida State in the Orange Bowl. This one should be called the Disrespected Bowl, as both schools have a claim to why they should be playing in the college football playoff on Monday. But instead, they face each other in Miami. Big 17 points. And Georgia's the obvious play. So I'll take Florida State with a freshman quarterback against that Georgia defense. FSU plus 17 and over 44.5. 4:30 Eastern on Saturday on Barstool Network in Tucson. 8-4 Wyoming is a 3.5-point chalk over 11-2 Toledo in the Arizona Bowl. Wyoming is bigger and more physical, but Toledo has the speed advantage, so I'm going to roll with the Rockets and the points along with over 44.5. With the one lone NFL Saturday night game at Jerry World in Arlington, 10-5 Dallas is a 6-point favorite over 11-4 Detroit on ABC. This has the makings of a good one. Detroit clinched the NFC North, but is eyeing the NFC's top seed, while Dallas has dropped 2 straight because they just can't win on the road. But Dallas gets it all back at home as Dak goes nuts because he's the greatest quarterback of all time, and the Cowboys are going to win the Super Bowl. That's what the Sunday's headlines are going to read, right? Dallas -6. NFL Sunday, we got a full slate of games. So let's get them started. At 1 Eastern in Buffalo, we're 9-6 Buffaloes, 12-point chalk, home chalk over 4-11 New England. The Bills have trouble covering big numbers, but the Patriots' backdoor bullshit last week ain't going to happen here. Bills roll. 1 Eastern in the Windy City, 6-9 Chicago's a 3-point favorite over 7-8 Atlanta. Neither team's very good, and the Falcons seem to always play close games, so I'll take Atlanta on the road plus the field goal. 1 Eastern in Indianapolis, the 8-7 Colts are a field goal favorite over the somehow 8-7 Raiders. Yeah, I said somehow because they shouldn't be. Their offense is pathetic. Give me the Colts and lay the field goal with Minshew mania and a coaching mismatch. Excuse me, I needed that. 1 Eastern at Snoopyville on Sunday in New Jersey. The 8-7 Rams are 6-point road chalk against the 5-10 New Jersey Giants. Remember when Tommy DeVito was a thing? Yeah, me neither. Rams roll. 1 Eastern in Stoniecast, the 11-4 Eagles are 10.5-point home favorites over 3-12 Arizona. The Eagles are hardly back, and while they win easily here, I still like Arizona's offense with Kyler Murray back at the helm. Possibly through the back door, give me the Cards plus 10 and a hook. 1 Eastern in Tampa, the 8-7 Bucks are 3-point home favorites over 7-8 New Orleans. Baker Mayfield's red hot right now and has made the fans in Tampa believers, but he's still Baker against a very good defense. Give me the Saints and the field goal. 1 Eastern in our nation's capital. Yours truly and your best friend Stoney will be in attendance as the 11-4 49ers are 13.5-point road favorites over the 4-11 Commando Skins. The 49ers were embarrassed at home on Christmas night and now have to travel across the country on a short week. Washington should be the play, but the Skins are so bad, they should never be the play. Niners by 20. 1 Eastern in Jacksonville. The 8-7 Jaguars are 7-point home chalk over the 2-13 Panthers. The Jags are a mess right now. They can't get anything right, keep losing, and they're trying to play through Trevor Lawrence's myriad of lingering issues. Carolina's bad, but they're good enough to sneak through the back door. Give me the Panthers and the points. 1 Eastern in Baltimore. The game of the week has the 12-3 Ravens as 4-point home favorites over the 11-4 Dolphins. Baltimore wants home field. So do the Finns. Baltimore right now is very good, but they're overvalued because they will not do to Miami what they did to San Francisco on Monday. Plus, the Ravens are traveling across country on a short week. Give me the Finns in the 4. 1 Eastern in H-Town. The 8-7 Texans are 3-point home favorites over 5-10 Tennessee. Houston may be playing for a playoff spot, but they're not as good as their record shows. Everybody knows this. So I'll take the Titans plus the points as the road dog. Sunday at 4 Eastern in the Pacific Northwestern. In the Pacific Northwest. That sounds better. 8-7 Seattle is a home 3.5-point home favorite over Pittsburgh. The Steelers, they saved their season with a win over Cincinnati on Saturday. But now a cross-country trip to a dangerous place isn't going to end well for Pittsburgh. I'll take the Seahawks and lay the points at home. 4:25 Eastern in the Mile High City. 7-5 Denver's a 5.5-point home favorite over the 5-10 Chargers. Neither team's very good, and Denver wins this one. But the Chargers, the shitty Chargers, sneak through the back door because the Broncos aren't good enough to take out anyone and cover 5.5. 4:25 Eastern in Kansas City, the 9-6 Chiefs are 7-point favorites over the 8-7 Bengals. Kansas City's a mess right now with a banged-up offensive line, an aging tight end that nobody wants to talk about, with possibly distraction issues, a receiving core that's horrible, not to mention a quarterback, Patrick Mahomes, that's regressed. Cincinnati isn't good enough to win this one, but they're good enough to get the cover. With no Monday Night Football, the last game of the week is on Sunday Night Football at 8:20 Eastern on NBC in Stoneyappolis, where the 7-8 Vikings are 2-point home favorites over the 7-8 Packers. Both teams need to win out and get some help in order to sneak into the playoffs. While it doesn't look like either team's going to make it, the Vikings at home are the play here, so go ahead and lay them on the last NFL game of 2023. New Year's Day is Monday, and we all know what that means. Bowl games, plus the college football playoffs. Let's start 2024 on Monday at noon Eastern in Tampa, as number 13 LSU is a 10-point favorite over 7-5 Wisconsin in the ReliaQuest Bowl. Please. LSU, really? Supposed to be playing for the national championship, and now Brian Kelly and his family find themselves in the ReliaQuest Bowl. Great job, LSU. For the last time this season, I'm going to roll against the shitty-ass Chinese Bandits. Give me the Badgers plus the points and under 55. 1 Eastern on New Year's Day in Glendale on ESPN, number 8 Oregon is a huge 17.5-point favorite over 23rd-ranked Liberty in the Fiesta Bowl. Liberty's undefeated, but is a major dog in the Valley of the Sun against an explosive offensive in Oregon. The Ducks roll, but the Flames cover. Give me Liberty and under 67.5. Also at 1 Eastern on ABC at the Bounce House in Orlando, 21st-ranked Tennessee is an 8-point favorite over number 17 Iowa in the Citrus Bowl. Yeah, Tennessee has been hit or miss this year, but they still got the firepower to score. Iowa just doesn't allow that to happen with anyone. Tennessee may win, but the smart money is on Iowa because, as the old ball coach Steve Spurrier once said, famously, you can't spell citrus without UT. Give me Iowa and over 35.5. Now on to the college football playoffs with the last 2 bowl games on the board. Game 1 goes at its traditional starting spot at 5 Eastern in Pasadena with the backdrop of the gorgeous San Gabriel Mountains. Top-ranked Michigan's a 1.5-point favorite over number 4 Alabama in the granddaddy of them all, the Rose Bowl. The Sharps and the public all seem to be on the same side of Alabama taking out Michigan because if you give Nick Saban a month to prepare, he's going to beat you. I disagree. Usually I would agree with that kind of sentiment, and I might have even said that before. But this is exactly what Jim Harbaugh has been waiting for since Michigan flamed out in last year's playoff game against TCU. Saban versus Harbaugh, Alabama versus Michigan. 2 icons, 2 iconic programs. Give me Michigan, because I told you 2 months ago that the Wolverines were the best team in the nation. Michigan and over 44.5. And finally, the last bowl game until the national championship the following Monday. This one goes at 8:45 Eastern in the Big Easy on Bourbon Street on ESPN. Number 3 Texas is a 4-point favorite over 2nd-ranked Washington in the Sugar Bowl. A month ago, Oregon was the hottest thing going, but they got beat twice by Washington, and the media is now all over Texas, who's loaded and can score on anyone, but they have some deficiencies on defense that Washington can clearly exploit. There's a reason why the Huskies are undefeated and arguably the deepest conference in the land, though nobody will admit that the Pac-12 was this year. Even if it was the last year of the Pac-12, I see fireworks all night in this one. Texas may win with a late field goal, but I'm taking Washington with the points and over 63 to close out a very busy week. So there's all 21 remaining bowl games for you and all 16 NFL matchups for the week. That should be more than enough for me to bounce back from a disappointing week and get it all back. Make sure to check back daily for college hoops picks starting tomorrow. That'll keep coming at you every single day. And next week's video will be the last week of the NFL and college football national championship. So that video will once again be next Wednesday. So get those bets in. And I'm going to meet you at the window with tickets to cash. All right? Until next week, make sure to remember that if you want to win big, you got to bet big, period. If you can't go broke taking a profit. Scared money don't make money, so fire away. For me, The action is the juice. There's money on the streets. It can't be ignored. And finally, good luck to you. Miss you, Gooch, my brother.